Hello everyone, once again I welcome all of you to my channel Code Glancer. I hope you guys are doing great. I am Sudhir and I am ready with one more video today in continuation of interview schedular app. So you must be thinking like what I am going to discuss today. So let me start today's video. So in today's video we are going to discuss class diagram, or you can say UML diagram of interview scheduler app. So let's see how many classes we need to create for interview scheduler kind of app. One more thing I want to tell all of you that this is a very basic app, so from where I am starting, so that anyone who is a student or he is working professional can understand these all functionality. So this application development I will try to teach you all the things which is basically needed for any product development. Okay, so let's start now. So first of all, in interview scheduler app we have to create one class that is like user. Okay, so what can be the role of the user basically? So the role of the user can be admin, or can be HR, or can be interviewer. So the question is, how do you know how many role do you need? So for deriving these roles you can ask yourself question. Okay, so what is the business basically? Who is going to schedule the interview? Who is going to conduct the interview? And who is going to give the interview? So what are the three questions? Who is going to schedule the interview? Who is going to conduct the interview? And who is going to give the interview? So if you ask three questions, you will be able to find those people. So basically HR is the people who will schedule the interview, and candidate is the people who will attend the interview, and interviewer are the people who will take the interview. But the question again here is, against what this interview is going to be scheduled? So the answer will be like talent. What is mean by talent here? So if you have worked in any project, or if you are a student, you must know when the requirement can be for some specific purpose, and that will come from a specific person. So let's say there is a Raju who is developing one application and he need few folks. Okay, so what he will do, he will write his talent here. What he will write? So talent name he must write like I Java with AWS, and in requirement he can add some of the skill set what he want, like Java, Java 8, Spring, Spring Boot, JWT, and other functionalities as well. So project name can be, okay, interview scheduler app. There can be some start date or end date, and for which job location he is basically recruiting. So this is very important because interview will be scheduled against some talent. Okay, so I am just giving you first of all overview, then I will go into the detail. Okay, so HR will schedule the interview, okay, with candidate and interviewer. So once interview is conducted, what will happen? Interviewer will give the feedback. Okay, so he will either select the candidate or reject the candidate. So basically this is overall idea. So now let's come to the attribute level of all these classes and functionality. So user will have some name, ID, email ID. This will be used as a login ID as well, and then he will have a role that can be any one of these, and then it can have mobile, or he will have some hash password, and then status whether the user is active or inactive, and profile picture. and these are basically functions which can be in the user interface. So user will register, or it will be like admin will create for him. So I have written like create, or get we have to define the function. Then user can perform the forget password option, reset password option, login option, get OTP, verify OTP, delete. So delete will be done by the admin, and then change password user can perform. So these are the functionalities of the user. Okay, and if you see in the interview, what interview class is containing. So interview class is containing the interview ID and then candidate. So basically for whom this interview is going to be scheduled. Then we have a interview status. So at the time of scheduling of the interview, the status of interview can be scheduled. So I have taken here one interview status as the enum. What can be the other status of the interview? That can be the scheduled, cancelled, or no show. No show is like when candidate did not attend the interview after scheduling. Okay, that can be again rescheduled basically. So what is the date of and date and time of the interview, and who is going to take this interview? So here I have taken interviewer. So this is going to be basically list of users of any organization. Okay, and then we have a scheduler. So who is basically scheduler? So scheduler will be also one user, that is be the role HR generally, and for which requirement this is going to be scheduled the interview. So that's why here I have taken the talent. And very important, most of the interview nowadays are going to be virtual interview. So I have given the option of meeting link. This can be a Zoom meeting link or meet or anything, like whatever the company is preferable. Okay, so what are the operation of the interview interface? So HR can schedule the interface, or HR can update the status of the interview. So status already we have discussed. So the C can cancel or reschedule or schedule or no show. So these are the operation HR user will perform here. Now let's dig out into the candidate class. So basically when any recruiter calls you, she will be asking some basic detail like what is your name, which location do you work or reside, or what is your email id, phone number she maybe already have, and what is experience do you have, what is your CTC, expected CTC, and do you serving the notice, or how much notice period you have. And then she will also ask for the resume. Okay, so these are the basic details for the any candidate we have to keep into the system. And then what can be the interfaces operations? So HR can register any of the candidate or update the detail, or maybe uh, application can use as a get method, or HR can delete if she finds some irrelevant thing with the candidate. Okay, so now let's come to the feedback. So once the interview is conducted, okay, so interviewer must give some feedback. So what are the fields? Okay, what are the attributes of this feedback class? So feedback will also have one unique id which will identify the feedback, and who has who has to give the feedback. So that is nothing but the interviewer will give the feedback. So who is the interviewer? So interviewer is one kind of user, that's why here we have a user. Then this feedback is for whom? So this feedback is given to one of the candidate, that's why we have a one attribute called candidate, and this is coming from the candidate class. And then what is the status of the interview? This is like selected or rejected, that will come in the feedback. And in the remark session, interviewer can write like the candidate was really fantastic, he did the coding work, he have a knowledge of git, gradle, java, etc. So these kind of things if it is a technical interview, and rating he can provide like out of 5 he scored 4 or he scored 3, something like that. So once he feels everything, then he or she can submit the feedback basically. And here this is going to be a life cycle of the interview scheduler app. Apart from this, there are some other functionality which are basically advanced functionality. So what are those? Those are like reporting. So you may ask why we need a reporting, right? So if HR is scheduling some interview, she must be wondering, okay, she must sometimes have a requirement to see how many interview I have scheduled today, okay, how many interview I have scheduled for tomorrow, okay, how many interview were conducted in last 5 days, how many interview got confirmed, and how many interview got uh, okay conducted. So these kind of things will come under interview reporting. Then we have a feedback report. So what is the feedback report? So basically admin or HR will also come here. So HR can also see how many people are selected for the interview, okay, so that we can again schedule the second round or maybe the third round, or we can take those people onboarded. So that's why we have a reporting module. So this is nothing but it will have some functionality which will get the data from interview table or maybe the feedback table or maybe the combination of all of this table. So this is very interesting functionality, and I will be coding all of these in the next videos. And last but not least, this is like securing your all the whatever the APIs you are developing. So for this I have taken as a security parameter, and that is going to be JWT security. So once the user try to log in, he will get the JWT token. That's why I have taken here generate token as one of the functionality. And in the subsequent call, when he try to schedule the interview, okay, so that time she must be calling the schedule interview functionality or API. So we need to verify the token. That's why we have a verify functionality. And what is this refresh token? So this is very interesting, right? So our client like browser, when we do some kind of front end integration, so let's say I am generating the token for 5 minutes, and this token uh, must be valid for 5 minutes. So let's say in fourth minute user is still doing some operation, and what happen if we do not refresh the token will expire and he or she will be out of the page. So that will not look good. That's why we have a refresh token functionality. Before expiring the token, uh, client application will call the server with the old token and get the newer token. So this is all about the interview scheduler app. I hope this video was informative for you. If you really find this video interesting and informative, kindly like and subscribe Code Glancer channel and promote me to upload more and more video. Thank you very much for watching this video again. Sudhir Dubey signing off.